Hello Pokemon trainers, welcome back to another Pokemon TCG Pocket video here on iStarly TV. Today we are continuing playing new decks with the new Eevee Grove set. And today I'm featuring one of my faves. If you've seen me play in the previous set, you know that the previous Tsareena card was a card that I really liked. And I really tried to make it work, and it was okay, but this time around we have a new Tsareena, and it's also really powerful in its own way. I don't think this will be a meta-defining card or anything, but despite the fact that it doesn't do all that much damage, it only requires 1 energy, and its effect is unique and really powerful. So 140 HP, stage 2, kick down. For 1 grass energy, it does 50. Your opponent reveals a random card from their hand and shuffles it into their deck. So this has potential to be really strong. If you can set up your Tsareena early, you can just start kicking them down, and even though you're only doing 50 a turn, I mean, sometimes that can knock out, basics, but sometimes that'll two-shot things, and shuffling away random cards from their hand can really inhibit their game plan. So if they're trying to set up a rare candy of their own, or if they're looking for some healing or something like that, you could potentially shuffle that away and really slow down what they're doing, and sometimes straight up ruin what they're doing. And so my thought process with the Tsareena card is, because she only requires 1 energy to attack, and she doesn't do all that much damage, but her effect is still pretty powerful, I wanted something else in the deck that could set up while Tsareena is doing her thing. So while Tsareena is in the active spot, kicking the opponent and shuffling away their cards, I want something that I can be putting the extra energy onto to build up. And I settled on Buzzwole. A big reason for that is because I also wanted that extra Pokemon to be something that doesn't evolve, just because I felt like it would dilute the deck too much if we had too many evolution lines. And so Buzzwole, it kind of fit all of those, it checked all of those boxes. I thought about Celebi EX, but, obviously Celebi EX hasn't really seen play in a while, and Celebi EX is random. So you might deal 200 damage with Celebi, you might deal 50, you might deal 0, right? So I just thought Buzzwole was a lot more consistent. And we've got double Pokeball, double Candy, double Leaf Cape, because again, I did want another grass type in the deck just so we can use Leaf Cape. Double Research, we have 1 copy of Leaf. Both Tsareena and Buzzwole require 2 Retreat, so that can be nice if we set up a Buzzwole and we're ready to go into it and get the knockout or something like that. Leaf can help, and then of course sometimes we will start with Buzzwole, which is not something we want, so we might be able to Leaf it, into Tsareena. 1 copy of Cyrus, because there are a lot of decks, I don't know exactly what the meta will look like, but in the last meta there was like the Solgaleo decks as well as the Celesteela decks, which were capable of moving Pokemon from the bench to the active spot without retreating. And so Cyrus is a way where you can you get damage on them early, and then if they switch out somehow, you can pull it back in and get the knockout. 1 copy of Red, because of course there are always a lot of strong EXs. 1 copy of Lusamine. Lusamine has actually proven to be really powerful in this deck, but of course it only works with Buzzwole, so I didn't want to put 2 in the deck. And similarly, we've got Mallow down there. Mallow only works with Tsareena, so I didn't want to put 2 copies of Mallow, even though it has potential to be extremely powerful. And then finally, we have 1 copy of Erica, which will work with both of our Pokemon. So yeah, that's the deck. I've had some pretty decent success with it so far, so we'll kind of see how it goes. And yeah, let me know in the comments what you think, if you can think of any ways to improve it. And let's get to some battles. All right, our opponent has a grass-type Pokemon, just like we do. At least in their icon they do. Let's see what type they're playing. We are looking at a water deck. Okay, so pretty neutral. Neither of us is going to have the outright advantage. We get the lead with Bounsweet, which is exactly what we want. That's very good for us. And they are going to... okay. So this is a deck I have not played against yet, nor have I tried it myself. This is the Sweets Relay deck. There's a few ways to build it, but basically there's a lot of Pokemon in the set that have this move Sweets Relay, which if you used the move Sweets Relay during your last turn, it does more damage. And so, like I said, there's multiple Pokemon that you can put in your deck that can do that. Different Pokemon do different amounts of damage, but then I think the top end is Alcremie, or Alchemy, however you say it, which is only 80 HP, so it's weak. but it can do insane amounts of damage. Like, basically for the amount of times you've used Sweet's Relay in the entire game, you do extra damage. So it can do like about 200 damage for like 1 energy or something. Of course, the downside to it is it's only 80 HP, but anyway, my opponent's gonna get to use Sweet's Relay. If they don't have any, like a cape, oh my god, okay. I was gonna say, if they don't have a cape or something, we actually basically win the game. Man, god, that's so annoying. That's so bad, okay. Yeah, that's really annoying. Okay, we did draw a cape. I'm just gonna start setting up Buzzwole, honestly, because I won't start setting up Bounsweet until we have Tsareena. I mean, maybe that's dumb. We can chip away at the Bounsweet, or sorry, the Milcery. But that was terrible. That was like the... I mean, that's how this game goes sometimes, because like, it was looking like I had a turn 1 win, or turn 2, I guess. And then my opponent had the one, like I had the exact combination of cards that, you know, got me there, and then my opponent had the one card that completely undoes all of that. So this game is really volatile at times. But if we can set up Buzzwole and get the knockout, there's Tsareena. There's one piece of the puzzle. We can heal up to full. We would be wasting, quote-unquote, wasting 10 HP. So they've used Sweet's Relay twice. I don't remember exactly how much damage Alchemy does. This does 30. So if they have a Giovanni, we're dead. I think I'm just going to go ahead and pass. If they have Alchemy or if they have Giovanni, Bounsweet is dead. But then we do have Buzzwole. And if they don't knock me out, of course, I really hope that I can use or find a rare candy. So this is also going to do 30, so we still survive, again, unless they have Giovanni. So now an evolution will not kill me. Because, I mean, they can't evolve Swirlix, and if they evolve Alchemy, they already retreated. Sabrina, I think that's fine since we do have the... Yeah, I'll just go into this Buzzwole. I might knock out Swirlix. I mean, they hadn't evolved Milcery just yet, so it's possible they don't have the Alchemy. Oh, man. Alright, yeah, we're just going to go ahead and do this. Again, I know that it's kind of awkward because we can't big beat next turn. I mean, they might just go into Alchemy and just, like, kill me, right? Like I said, I don't remember how much damage the Alchemy does. So they've used Sweet's Relay 3 times in the game, I think. If they have Alchemy, I'm going to probably regret not going for Cape. Or, I'm sorry, not going for Erica. Alright, they're going to find it. But if we can find rare candy... Actually, we might just lose the game. I think we might lose this game. Unless they don't have it. Even if they don't, though. There it is. 40 each time. So yeah, we're definitely dead. Alright, I'm conceding there. Right? Oh man, so Erica would have kept me alive. The thing is, I mean, I'm not happy about where we're at, but... That is capped at 120 damage. At the moment. Okay. I mean, there's a chance. Oh, you know what? I actually... Oh, man. Maybe I should have... Oh, I'm so dumb. I had Lucamine. I should have gone into Buzzwole. It's alright. Yeah, maybe that was wrong, but let's just do this. Shuffle away Cyrus. At the moment, that doesn't matter. Like I said, Sweet's Overload is not going to be doing any more damage than 120, but, I mean... I guess if we draw Mallow, we can hang in there. Yeah, that was a mistake. I should have gone into Buzzwole, and then I could have gone with Lucamine. So that was a mistake on my part. Sure. It's definitely annoying, but if I can find Mallow, That'll be nice. That finds us a Bounsweet, which, I mean, typically decks play one Tsareena, one Cyrus. If we play Bounsweet and they have Tsareena, it's probably not the end of the world. Oh, but now, importantly, yeah, I think we lose. Because now they've used Sweet's Overload again, or Sweet's Relay again, so now Alcremie's doing more damage. We really needed, yeah. I think I made a huge mistake by not going for going for Lusamine. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can do. I don't think there's any way we can win. Yeah. It's close. I messed up. How many capes did we find? That Mars at the beginning of the game. I mean, hey, you know, like, we were about to win the game right away, so I guess that at least gave us a game, as opposed to me ending the game right away. Winning or losing, it's not that big of a deal one way or another. I guess I'd rather have a game where some decisions mattered than a game where they don't. but Mars is very annoying at times. Like, it's a stupid card to play against because sometimes it doesn't really do anything, and sometimes it's like really good. But yeah, so that's how that one went. And that deck, I don't know if that deck's a real deck. Like, it can do so much damage, but a lot of your Pokemon just have low HP, so I feel like if you're up against something that can just do over 100 damage or something, like, they can just knock you out pretty consistently. But I mean, that's the first time I played against it and I lost, so who knows. I kind of want to play that deck myself, but I like Appleton. The what is it, Applin evolutionary line is one of my favorite evolutionary lines in Pokemon. Like, all of them, Appleton, Flapple, and then the new ones, you know, Diplin and Hydrapple, they're all awesome. So I would love to play an Appleton deck, but it does seem like the water version is a little bit better. But anyways, let's go to another game. Going first, that's not the worst thing though. That is the worst thing, leading with Buzzwole and going first. Honestly, this is awful. We have Pokeball, we have Research, which means we might be able to find our pieces. We are against the Silvally Rampardos deck pretty likely, which on the one hand, they have a really good start. Like, that deck, if you go second with that deck, like, you have a really good chance of winning. So really unfortunate for us. Just gonna go ahead and pass. Leaf would be nice, but we really, like, even if we Leaf, that doesn't feel like it's good enough. And they get the heads. So they can actually just straight up kill me this next turn. Unless I do something about that. There's red. That does not do anything in this matchup. I guess I can start putting energy on the Buzzwole. That feels dumb. My thought process, yeah, I should have put it on the other Buzzwole, honestly, that was bad. My thought process was just, if I ever need to put energy on Tsareena, it only requires one energy anyway, so I might as well put it somewhere else. But I really should have put it on the benched Buzzwole. That was pretty bad, because now if they go into Silvally, they can do 100. And then I'm dead the following turn. I guess Elusamine could help here. I just feel like we need too many things to go right at this point. I could Cape. Well, there's a Candy. Just do this. I could Cape, which forces them to use a supporter. Otherwise, they won't kill me. But they probably, I mean, the deck is like all supporters, right? So why wouldn't they have one, right? I could hit them for 30 just to make it easier for my next Buzzwole to knock them out. I could put the energy on the benched Buzzwole to start setting it up a little bit at a time. If I put the energy on the top Buzzwole... Okay, I'm gonna force them. This might be really bad, but I'm gonna force them to use another supporter here. And it chips away at their health to make it so that, like, I don't know, it just chips away. It makes it a little easier for us to knock them out over time. Maybe that was dumb, though. I recognize that. I should not have put the energy on this active Buzzwole to begin with. But it's extremely likely that they have a supporter. However, it was Giovanni, which is honestly, like, they wasted the Giovanni. That means that was probably, like, I'm assuming that's the only supporter they had, right? Because any supporter would have killed me, so it feels like, you know, if you had a different one, you could use it. I don't know. There's Leaf. That's honestly not bad. So now if we draw a Lusamine, we can kind of set up towards a Buzzwole win. So let's kick down. Luckily, we survive any hit from them. And we have Mallow. Mallow is insane sometimes. And if we ever top deck Lusamine, we can just put extra energy onto our back Buzzwole so we can kind of get like a surprise knockout out of nowhere. And Kickdown is doing a lot of work here. So if they don't have another, like, if they don't do anything, or if they just do 50, it's possible that means that they just simply have Rare Candy and Rampardos in hand, which is great because we get to knock out Silvally and we get to shuffle away one of those two cards. And I think that's what's going on. So we kind of have to use Mallow here, unfortunately, just because if we don't, they could just knock us out with a Silvally, with their back Silvally. So yeah, we're in the game. Lusamine's a great top deck. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now if that's Rampardos in hand, they need to draw another Rare Candy here. Although, hey, if they do, honestly, that's rough. But this kind of forces them to go into Type Null. And if they just draw Silvally, it's also possible that they don't have a supporter. So things are looking okay here. I mean, they got the early 2 points, though, which is really rough. Okay, Mars... What is that? How many do we draw again? 2? Okay, they're going to hit us for 100. We have the K, but that's not enough. Oh, man, just like that. No, actually, I'm sorry. Cape is enough if they don't... Oh, man, this is... It's all about luck here. And, I mean, their deck is mostly supporters, so it's pretty likely we're going to lose. But if they don't find a supporter, you know... So let me put an energy on Buzzwole and then kick down. Gotta hope they draw Rampardos or Candy. If they do, we're still in this. If they draw any supporter, dang, yeah. That's how it goes. Let's see. So the big mistake I made that game was setting up the wrong Buzzwole, right? Probably. That was probably true. Because if we ever got to a point where we could do 120 to them, yeah, that was probably a mistake. I didn't think that one through. But we were still in that game, and as you saw there, Tsareena looked pretty solid. But let's go to the deck screen and talk about it. All right, so I know that wasn't a great showing with the deck, and honestly, I'm not sure this deck is great. Like, I enjoy it a lot. I feel like it's really 50-50 when I play it. I have games like that where, I mean, both of those games were decently close. We had a chance throughout. It's just, it feels like on both of the games we were on the back foot, and that Silvally deck is kind of stupid. Like, it just does so much damage. It pressures you really early, and those games, it felt like the coin flip really helped. I mean, and then Mars. I mean, I can complain all day about all that, but definitely some annoying stuff. And like I said, I mean, the Tsareena effect is really powerful, but you really need to pair it. It feels like you need to pair it with some extra damage, because 50 is not quite enough damage. But, I mean, I've considered just going purely Tsareena, and then you can just go 2 Mallow, you know, 2 Erica, or instead of Erica at that point, you can just run Lily, right? 2 Mallow, 2 Lily, you just have a ton of healing, and just hope that that's enough to keep Tsareena alive. Maybe at that point, instead of running... Cape, you could run like Rocky Helmet or Poison Barb. That's a setup I've thought of with Tsareena, so maybe I'll try that out. Maybe I don't know if you have any suggestions of other Pokemon I could play. Like I said, I was trying to stay away from evolutions, but there are a couple other ideas I have with Tsareena. Like Silvally itself. I think I actually built a Silvally version, so I might try that out. Because just Silvally is just really strong. There's also Stoutland, which is kind of interesting, because Stoutland kind of, you know, taxes their energy. It requires them to pay more energy onto their Pokemon, which can combo nicely with Tsareena, because then you're disrupting their energy gain, but you're also with Stoutland, and then you're also disrupting like their cards in hand with Tsareena. So that could be a fun little play. Similarly, there's Porygon Z, which messes with their energy, so that could be a fun little way to kind of like disrupt the opponent and kind of win the game. The big downside with with Stoutland and Porygon Z, of course, is that they are also stage 2s, so you just have a lot of Pokemon fighting over the rare candies at that point. So those are fun to try. I'm definitely going to try it, and I know that Tsareena is not going to be a top tier card, but it's just fun to me. And when you have games where you just like chip away at their life total, or not their life total, you chip away at their HP and also chip away at their hand, that's cool. That can be kind of fun sometimes. So I'm going to keep trying to make Tsareena work. Let me know if you have any ideas or suggestions for how to make it better. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and feel free to build the deck yourself. Here is the picture. I almost deleted it on accident. There is the deck at a glance. So hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like. Please subscribe for more TCG Pocket videos, and I'll see you next time.